This is the internship orientation video for SPMG 4686. Much of what I'll cover in this video can be found in the internship manual located on our program website and available on CourseDen. I'm Markeisha Henderson and I'm the instructor for SPMG 4686. It is my responsibility to make sure that you complete your internship in accordance to program requirements, to issue you your final grade, and to support you in your professional development during the internship experience. My office is located in the Coliseum, and the phone number is listed for you if you want to give me a call. I'm typically on campus Tuesdays and Thursdays, or feel free to stop by. However, if your question or concern requires an immediate response, it's probably best to email me. It's also important for you to know that I will only correspond with you via your West Georgia email address or through CourseDen. I will not send any official correspondence to other email clients such as Gmail or Yahoo, so it's important that you check your West Georgia email and CourseDen regularly. The fax number is also listed here for you in the event that you need to send documents to me. It is the departmental fax, so if you want to ensure that it's routed to me appropriately, please include a cover page. Now, I know you'll be out doing wonderful things at your chosen agency and won't be attending regularly scheduled classes this semester, but it is important for me to remind you that you are enrolled in a 12-credit course. That means that you will be graded based on your performance and for satisfactory completion of all course requirements. It is important that you know that unsatisfactory completion of this course will result in a delay in your graduation. I see no reason under the sun why everyone should not receive a 12-credit A and end their collegiate experience as undergraduates at the University of West Georgia with a 4.0. However, just so that we're clear on what constitutes unsatisfactory completion, let me give you a couple of examples. One reason to not successfully complete this course will be not completing the required hours. You are required to do 520 hours this semester. If you feel you are in danger of not getting in enough hours, it's important that you notify me immediately so that I can make sure that I have a conversation with your supervisor to see what can be done. Another thing that could prohibit you from completing this course in a satisfactory manner is unfavorable evaluations. If your supervisor does not report that you have completed your duties as agreed or has not performed according to expectations, this could negatively impact your grade. Even a grade of C in this course is a 12-credit C, and remember, you need a 2.5 in order to graduate and to successfully complete the program. So it's important that you take all of the assignments and deadlines seriously. I don't want anybody dropping off the face of the earth this semester, showing up at the end of the semester and wondering why they will be unable to graduate. So now that we got that out of the way, we're just going to assume everybody's getting an A, and we're going to move on to the other requirements for this internship program. There's some paperwork that needs to be done, and this is a checklist. This checklist is also available on CourseDen for you and outlined in the syllabus. The internship approval form, many of you have already turned this in. This basically states that the internship that you are in is approved and that the duties that you will perform are approved duties that meet the program requirements. The agency acceptance form is basically the form that you sign off on accepting the internship opportunity. If you have not yet turned in these two forms, I will need them by this Friday, so please make sure that I have them. Likewise, if I do not have these forms, your hours cannot start counting towards your internship experience until I have these forms on file. If you've had me for pre-internship seminar, it's not necessary for you to meet with me, but if I haven't had you in my class, it would be nice for you to meet with me either by coming to the office or to schedule a phone chat, just so that I can get to know you, know what some of your professional goals are, and be of further support. You're viewing the orientation video now, so you can go ahead and check that off your list. But you also need to go ahead and take a look at the current edition of the SPMG 4686 Internship Manual. This is listed on CourseDen in the Documents tab and also available for download on our website. It's also important that you thoroughly read the syllabus for this course so that you are familiar with what is expected of you, familiar with the deadlines, and have a clear understanding on what you need to do to complete this course. At the end of the syllabus, you'll see a syllabus statement form that you will sign and return to me, stating that you have read the syllabus and that you understand the guidelines. I want to make sure that there aren't any misunderstandings and that you understand all the deadlines and everything that you need to do. And if there's something that is unclear, just be sure to ask. And then go to work. Most of you probably already started or will be starting today, and just put a good effort forward to begin your duties. The first week of your internship, it is important that you meet with your supervisor to discuss internship objectives. This is a meeting that you have with your supervisor to talk about anything that you would like to gain from the experience, to make sure that you have a clear understanding of what is expected of you, and to discuss anything that is pertinent that the supervisor may need to know. For example, if there are any off days that are needed, what is the expected dress code, what are the hours you are expected to work, anything that you need to know up front, this is the meeting that you should do so. I need the internship objectives returned to me by January 10th. You can send them via fax, you can scan and email them, or drop them in the mail. I do say, though, if you do decide to mail me anything, please be sure to get a tracking number, as we know that mail is not always the most reliable way to send correspondence. And I also need to make sure that it's postmarked by the correct date. Every week, you will submit a brief journal entry on CourseDen that summarizes your week's worth of experiences. These journal entries are due every Monday before midnight. And this is also how we'll communicate. As you recap your week, if you think of anything that you may need some support on, if you're dealing with something tricky on your job and you want to bring it to my attention, I will usually provide you with some feedback to these journal entries. Most of the time, my journal entry feedback will be, good work, keep it up. But other times, if you want to ask me a question, or if you're dealing with a situation and you want some advice on how to deal with it, these journal entries are a way for us to touch base at least weekly to make sure that all is going well in your world. You will be responsible for evaluations, and those will be conducted by your agency supervisor. You will do a midterm and final evaluation. The midterm is due February 28th, and the final is due April 24th. The form for the evaluations is available on CourseDen, so you need to print that off, give it to your supervisor, and complete it by the deadline. Again, you can send those email, fax, or postal mail. They must be signed by the supervisor. And if for whatever reason you disagree with the evaluation that your supervisor rendered, you have the opportunity to write a response and attach it to your evaluation. Because your grade is tied into your evaluations from your supervisor, if you feel you were evaluated unfairly, let me know and I can adjust your grade accordingly. This is also where those journal entries come in handy. If I've noticed in your journal entries that you said you've had some contentious dealings with your supervisor, and lo and behold, you have a midterm evaluation that is subpar, I can take that into consideration. So I shouldn't be finding out that you're having problems with your supervisor at the time of evaluations. We're going to be proactive and make sure that if there are any problems, that you are articulating those in your journal entries or contacting me to discuss them individually. You'll also have to turn in timesheets February 28th and April 24th. These timesheets are the only way that I will document the hours worked. You must complete 520 hours, and these timesheets must be signed by your supervisor or the hours do not count. Hours will only start counting at the beginning of the semester, which is Monday, January 6th, and continue through April 24th. If you have worked hours before January 6th, and you want those to count, that has to be cleared through me. And typically, I'll wait until the end of the semester to see if you fall short and need to count any hours prior to January 6th. So if you do have the intentions of starting before the initial start date and having those hours count, please have a discussion with me proactively. I have timesheets, a template available on CourseDen for you to use, or you can use a timesheet supplied by your agency or a printout from where you punch in and punch out. It doesn't matter. I just need to make sure that the time is documented and that what you submit is signed by your supervisor. Got it? All right. At the end of the semester, you will write a 2 to 3 page reflection paper on your experience. What I'm looking for is basically an overview of what your experience was like at your site. What did you think about the supervisor, and was it a great place to work? And what's next for you? What's on the horizon? Are you going to try to get hired on with your agency? Are you looking for another job? Have you been hired somewhere else? What's your next step? It's important that you give me some information about your experience, because I also evaluate the sites to determine whether or not these are good opportunities to send future students. So be honest. Be candid, and this 2 to 3 page paper should not be a big deal to pull off if you've been keeping up with your journal entries. There will be a final class meeting on April 18th. That's a Friday, and it's at 1:00 p.m. Please notify your supervisor during your internship orientation meeting this week of this date, and if you have any problems getting time off to attend this meeting, let me know, and we can schedule a one-on-one meeting or a conference call that is more suitable. Likewise, if your internship is more than 30 miles from campus, you can also let me know if you want to do your conference call or your debrief meeting at another time, and we'll just schedule it at some point that week or the following week prior to graduation. Basically, be prepared to come to this meeting with a 2 to 3 minute presentation on your internship experience. And I also do a little Q&A, symposium style. Because it's a lot of you, we won't take up a lot of individual time, but I'll ask some questions and sort of ask you to weigh in on your experience. It's also a great way to connect back with your peers before graduation. I'll feed you and we'll celebrate your accomplishments this semester. You'll also need to submit a thank you letter to your agency. It's crucial that we do this because we want to maintain great relationships with the internship sites that are so gracious in accepting UWG students. What I'd ask for you to do is to first submit a draft of your thank you letter on CourseDen so that I can give you some feedback on it. I do want to see it before you send it off. And then you can bring the hard copy of your thank you letter properly addressed in an envelope to the final class session, and I will mail it for you. Again, if you're not attending that final class session, or if you are doing your internship outside of the area and will not make it, you will need to make sure that I see that final draft, and then you can go ahead and mail it yourself. But it's just really important that we do this. We need to thank these agency supervisors that are giving you a chance to gain professional development, and hopefully we'll give another UWG student that same chance. So that's it. That's the end of my internship orientation. Again, all of these requirements are listed on CourseDen in the internship manual. If you have any issues, and that goes for any type of issue this semester, please be proactive in contacting me. I'll check in with you, but I'm not going to hound you. I want you to enjoy your work experience, to get the most out of it, and I'm not going to stand over your shoulder and breathe down your neck. However, I'm here for your support, and if there's anything that you need, don't hesitate to pick up the phone or send me an email. Also, if there's something going on at your internship site, again, I'm not going to come to your internship site without an invitation, but I am available to come visit for a meeting with your supervisor, or to view a presentation, or to view something that you worked on. I want to support you however I can, and I want to make sure that you know that you should never hesitate to ask for my support. That's what your tuition dollars are paying for, and you're paying for this class and you're paying for my support. With that being said, good luck to you. This will be a great semester, and I'm looking forward to greeting all of you at the end of the semester to hear about all of the wonderful experiences you've had as a result of the internship program. Take care. Talk to you soon.